Well, so many of us have certainly turned to shopping online. It's convenient. Stuff can get delivered right to your door for free in many cases.
But where does that leave the big box retailers and even smaller stores? Will they exist in the future, and how will they exist in the future?
Here to talk about that is our friend Joe Cicio. He is the former president of Donna Karan and a consultant to QVC and HSN, among other retailers. He's also the author of the book, Friends Bearing Gifts. This is your world. You've really helped not only be a part of the retail industry, you've helped shape it, and you've watched it completely change. So where do you think we're at right now?
It's my life. In fact, everybody that I know in my life, and that's in the book, I got through retailing. A lot of people like to think it's the internet is hurting brick and mortar dramatically and is the demise of brick and mortar, which is really not true. I'm not saying it doesn't affect brick and mortar, of course it does. But brick and mortar or retailing has sort of gone through what I consider the perfect storm. A lot of things have happened that they need to adjust, but the biggest problem is people. It always comes down to people, which is management. You've got to have the right people in the right job. You've got to have the DNA of the business go through the business, and it's got to start at the top. If you're a retailer, you better have a merchant being the #1 person. If you're running a hospital, you better be a doctor running the business, because that sets the tone of the business and the business mission. But brick and mortar, there's got to be less of them. There's too many of them, of these big box stores, which is really what most people focus on, the big anchor stores at the malls.
Yep.
And they're owned, you said, mostly by developers and real estate people, so they're not really into the business of...
Well, the developers are, but you're like Lord & Taylor, which kills me, because that's where my whole life started, and you know, I went right from a monastery into Lord & Taylor.
Wow.
I didn't know anything. No, it's true, on Fifth Avenue, and now it's gone. But it was an investment company that bought that, a real estate investment company bought that. I don't remember the number exactly what he paid for it, but it was less than he just sold that building alone for $850 million. You know, so people that buy that, it's a nice way to have cash flow while they're watching their investment. You know, but they're not in it for retail, they're in it for real estate.
So what do they need to do to compete, these businesses?
The brick and mortar, they need to have the right people, the right organization. They need to make their stores attractions again. They're not attractions. No matter what you think, shopping serves a need, a psychological need. It's entertainment. And these stores have to be entertaining. And the best way of entertaining people in retail is through merchandising. But the merchandising has to be distinctive. It can't be the same stuff you've seen every place else. Everybody's got the same Ralph Lauren shop. Everybody's got the same Donna shop. Everybody's got the same this shop and the same Estee Lauder counter and everything. It's got to be different. It's got to be exciting. It's got to be distinctive. It's got to be special. The way, you know, Churchill had the most wonderful saying among a million of them: if a country didn't study their history, they have no future. You got to see when stores were really great, what made them great? They were entrepreneurial merchants that led the businesses that made them attractions.
So we can still have online shopping, but we need something, you think it's something missing. We used to go to the mall because it was an experience, it's a memory. I remember going to Lazarus in Ohio because you saw the giant tree to shake his tongue. But now we're just going because you feel like you have to. It's an errand, and we need to, they need to put theater back into it.
Well, why would you go to a mall and find parking, try to find what you're looking for in your size, your color, try to get a salesperson to help you? Why would you go through the pain when you can sit at your computer at home
in your pajamas
and in 3 minutes, you know? But why can't the brick and mortar people learn from the like Amazon? Amazon's brilliant. No matter what people think, they're brilliant, you know.
Who's doing it right these days?
Brick and mortar?
Yeah.
Brick and mortar, I would say, I'm a big fan of Crate and Barrel.
Yeah, me too. You're absolutely right.
I'm a big fan of Uniqlo. I think they're, do you know Uniqlo? They're brilliant. It's a Japanese company, big store on Fifth Avenue. Brilliant classification, merchandising, and great presentation. Because again, it's a lot of things. It starts with the product and the people, but you got to present it right. You got to graphically treat it, which Crate and Barrel does a brilliant job. I don't know Siegel, the man that started it, but I've always been a fan of theirs. You know, there's a lot of stores, and you got to be very careful how far you go and go too far. Tiffany's just has been going through a very needed shot of energy into the business. But in my view, they need to go more into merchandising than into display, into creativity. Creativity is very important, but it's a combination of many things.
Oh, well, Joe, we can talk to you all day, unfortunately.
Oh, no, it's nothing I feel strongly about.
No, exactly.
But you can learn more because Joe has collected not only a lot of information, but amazing friends and gifts from all over the world. So if you love shopping in the retail industry, this is a great book for you. It's called Friends Bearing Gifts, and you can find it at any of your favorite booksellers. You probably could find it online, too.
Absolutely.